I feel so. Even when we were at SEMA, I stopped fasting because I was so hungry from going from people to people because we didn't have breaks for food. You know, I was like, dude, just give it to me, hamburger. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, by day 3 at SEMA, I was swollen. I felt like shit. My brain wasn't working right. I'm like, fuck. And then of course I see Mark. And I'm like, fuck. He's seeing me off my game. I'm probably 10 pounds higher. I'm swollen. I'm tired. You know. But the reality of what I do now and what I will do moving forward, probably for the rest of my life, is a keto base with a lot of intermittent fasting and still doing a 7-day fast and a 3-day fast in the month.
Explain to some people what even just some intermittent fasting might do for them being a bigger person. Like you've been a big guy your entire life and you've been kind of fighting your own body weight for many, many years. Like, why do you think fasting is like, why do you feel it works well for you?
So I eat a lot. I could eat if I wanted to, even right now, even after fasting for 4 days, I could sit down and have a 10,000 calorie meal without a flinch, and I'd probably still be hungry. So getting calories in is not hard for me, but I like fasting, and why I do it is for 2 reasons. Number one, it helps me to get my mind in control of my body. My body tells me I'm hungry, and my mind says, fuck you, you're going to listen to me. Yeah. Number 2 is we usually get, we lose thought when we eat sugar and carbs and you know, we take a pre-workout, so we get amped up. Like our body and our emotions change with what we ingest. Our body likes to be at homeostasis, right? So the less amount that I interrupt homeostasis, the better off I am. So if I'm not throwing food at myself all the time and going, well, shit, dude, how many calories are in this and how much sugar is in this? And I just go, no, man, we're in homeostasis. I'm going to stay here. I just feel good. Mm-hmm. I feel good. And the truth is that there's a lot of science behind fasting for 72 hours and your body literally regenerating half beaten up cells all over.
Right.
So my growth hormone goes up, my testosterone goes up. And a lot of people think that's bullshit. I own a hormone clinic. I get my blood tested. I can go in and say, give me this, this, and this, and come back and get a test. And I can also say, I'm going to fast for a month or a week or 3 days, and I'm going to have my blood tested. And I want to see where my levels are. And guess what? That shit's real. Your body turns back on growth hormone when you say, hey, man, no more food. This is survival mode. So you gotta step it up. I mean, dude, you want to be clear? You want to be as clear as you can possibly be? Do a 72-hour fast. At the end of that 72 hours, tell me you're not as clear mentally as you could possibly be. Mm-hmm. It's truth.
And then also just not having to make a decision, right? Like that probably helps a lot.
Yeah, and time too. Like, dude, how much
saves
do
a lot of time.
Derek, he was like, dude, you're going to have so much time. And I'm like, bro, you don't know me. And I was, dude. I was like, fuck, I'm not prepping food. I'm not eating food. I'm not throwing food away. I'm not driving to food. I'm not thinking about food. Yeah. All of a sudden, I was like, shit, I'm going to get more productive. I don't know, man. I'm a huge fan of it, and I don't think I will ever change fasting, intermittent fasting, and probably really going back to carbs and sugar. And that's not saying that everybody's like, oh, you're never going to have that again. No, fuck no. Of course I'm going to have it.
Right.
I'm not as hardcore as Mark is. Like, dude, in 2 weeks, I'm going to have a whole fucking cake and 17 pizzas.
Birthday?
Whatever it is, you know. No, I'm just saying any, you know,
you're
like I do that. And it's and people are like, well,
I cheat. I fall off too.
It's my refeed. No, it's not my fucking refeed. I'm fucking hungry and I want that pizza at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and
just
if
being
I can,
fat.
Yeah, dude, if I want to have that, like I'm fucking taking it.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people that they're power lifters, so they're so concerned with the strength, and that's their excuse for being a bigger, athlete. So do you have anybody that ever comes up to you when you talk about fasting and they're like, oh, I'd fast, but I don't want to lose my strength? Mark has addressed it many times, but I feel like you might have more
and
passion.
I don't know what he said about it, so hopefully I don't repeat it or go against it. But matter. The truth is, I'm 300 pounds, and I did used to lift a lot. And I'm sure if we wanted to go lift right now, I could probably lift a lot. My highest squat was 765. My highest bench was 545. My deadlift was never good because my back was always a little bit messed up. It was like 6 something. I could be back there, I don't know, in a year if I wanted to, and I could do it the way that I'm eating now. I can only talk about myself. I can't say for them that that's a thing. But I also think for those people who are literally listening to this, and if you're a power lifter, you should fucking understand this. Your mind dictates the reality.
Yeah.
Like, you want to fucking lift 1,000 pounds, everything in science is going to tell you why you can't. And yet here we are, still lifting 1,000 fucking pounds. And you think it's because of what you're doing, and it's not. It's not. It's because what you're doing is prepping your mind to tell you that you can fucking do it. You don't walk out there and lift something and go, oh, fuck, that was easy. Let me lift some more. Let me lift some more. Like, everything is a process.
It's just a message to your central nervous system that you can handle it. And then your brain's like, oh, we're cool with that. Okay, that was a lot of weight, but all right.
And everybody's understanding is different. So, like, dude, listen, I do understand there is some science behind everything. Like, to say that there's not is stupid. But the reality is like, you see those events where people do these insane human feats, and it's because at that point their mind doesn't get the decision. Like, their mind stops and their body just goes, no, we got to fucking do this right now. You know? That's the same thing. So if you're worried about that, you're already set in your mind that that's going to be a thing, and it's going to fucking be a thing. If you're not worried about that and you go, nah, I'm just going to push through this, then you're going to end up pushing through it. So it's more a set of your mind than it is the actual nutrition. And I'm not saying don't fucking eat anything, but I am saying, if you eat steak all the time and eggs and you fast a little bit and you're telling me that you're not strong, you're fucking full of shit. You just are, you know? Like, even
maybe it'll be a big change from you going from your 7-Eleven fast food diet to what you're doing now, because maybe it's a less energy intake.
Yeah.
And maybe you lose some weight. Like, if we lose weight, we will probably lose some strength, especially if you start to lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. Your leverage has changed. But what people are failing to pay attention to is you can gain the strength back.
100%.
They can come back.
Well, and this will answer that question for people. Why do you think that people that eat like shit feel like shit and don't do anything? It's because their mind doesn't feel right. So if I'm doing something and it doesn't make my mind feel right, I'm not going to be able to perform, because my mind is the thing that's telling me what the fuck I'm supposed to be performing in the first place. So at the end of the day, it really is all about whatever's tricking your mind. And I'm not saying just go out and eat whatever you want, but if you're so obsessed with these little things, you need to work on the big one, and that's this. Listen, man, if I wanted to be 330 pounds and bench and squat more than I did when I was 25, I could stick on the fasting and the diet that I'm doing right now and still get there 100%. It's just not, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and you get some of the benefits of fasting, you know, even while gaining the size and strength.
And I honestly think that's why your physiology changes and your mind changes, right? Like, all of a sudden, what if everybody always said the more shredded you got and the smaller you got stronger? What if that was a fucking thing? But in society, it was like, oh, well, you're too shredded, you're too small. Dude, some of the strongest fucking people I've ever met in my life are half my size or tiny. What's the power lifter that's a nut job? Marios Pujanowski.
Oh, Marios Pujanowski. Yeah, he's
that
shredded.
Guy's strong as shit, and he's shredded as fuck, and he's outperforming dudes that are 4 times his weight.
Yeah.
So I don't catch on to this like, well, I can only do so much if I eat everything, and I gotta have those donuts. Okay, man, eat the donuts, look like shit, lift heavy weight. Or eat healthy and fucking put in your mind that when you eat healthy, you're just going to perform better. No matter what your weight is, stop stepping on the scale. You know? I think it goes back a lot to your mind. I think we can do anything we want to do if our mind can comprehend it.
And we don't need to hear your excuses on why you like donuts. We all love donuts.
No, everybody.
We don't just say that you like to eat donuts. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, dude, when you would text me,
there's
you'd be
Marius Pujanowski.
Yeah, like,
Lord
okay,
Jesus.
you're gonna tell me that guy is so strong because he's big? Because I could find 400 people bigger than him that aren't nearly as strong as he is.
Right.
And that dude he's one of the world's strongest men. He's been competing for how long?
Yeah.
And he's unreal to watch. And you know, I know the big thing is like have a big waist. You know, the big waist, you're usually strong. Hey guys, that's aesthetically a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So, and he's strong as a motherfucker. You know, I don't know. I think it's what our mind accepts and then what we can actually comprehend. That's what I think. So if you think it's the diet, you're stupid. And if you don't feel good, you shouldn't be doing it. I spent a lot of time recently with like big powerlifters. I spent time with a guy that was squatting 1,000 pounds. He couldn't breathe. He was eating like shit, and when we went to work out, we did 2 lifts in an hour, and I was like, wait, hold on. So all of this is based around just wanting to lift heavy? Fuck, man, you're going to be dead in like 5 years, and none of this is even going to fucking matter. It's just not. So, hey, crazy idea, why don't we find out what makes you feel really good in your mind, and let's see how you actually perform with weight. You know? It's crazy idea, but I think that's what we're missing.